So you can't really deny this chart right here that Bitcoin is currently doing. A lot of people are going to go ahead and short Bitcoin, but Bitcoin right now just freaking broke out this crazy pattern that we've been consolidating since February 2024. And the big question is this the time to essentially buy Bitcoin? Bitcoin did have a nice little beautiful correction. We came back, retested a nice trend line or resistance before flipping to the upside. And Bitcoin actually, in fact, guys, did we make an all-time high? Let's see. I think we did make an all-time high. No, that was an exact rejection exactly at the support region, or resistance I should say. So obviously I'm not saying this is a double top whatsoever, but we do have a perfect double top, I guess you could say. Or well, not really. Bitcoin actually did not break all-time high, as you guys can see if we zoom in, but you can't say that this chart is bearish. You can't say that this chart does not look good. This is probably one of the sexiest chart I've seen in a very long time. If we have a look right here on the 2-hour time frame, there's a few things I want to have a look at. Number one is the stochastic RSI. First of all, when we are oversold, was all the way to $73,000. Now there's a few things that is complementing that target. One, we have that oversold region on stochastic RSI, and number two, we have a beautiful bounce off the EMA ribbon. So you guys can see right here, we know when we are above the EMA ribbon, it's usually bullish. We did have that. That's about it. Another thing is this pattern that Bitcoin is doing. So Bitcoin is coming down right now after a crazy run. I mean, look how many freaking green candles in a row we had. I mean, I know that's not the biggest thing, but we did have a nice little run right here, and Bitcoin needed a breather, and this breather is nice and slow. I think the next move should be going to $75,000, $76,000 in my opinion. It's only a matter of time before this thing breaks out. Bitcoin right now is currently down 1% in the last 24 hours. So obviously this candle is very new, and if we have a look right here, let me just remove the drawing and some indicators real quick. Obviously this huge support right here, actually, I mean, this resistance actually flipped into a support region. I know right now we're a little bit neutral, and you could play around with it, and you know, it depends if you want to play the wicks or you want to play the body. But assuming I am playing the wick right here, so you guys can see right here, this is a wick right here on Bitcoin, this is another wick, and of course another wick right here, and things are looking pretty good. So if you're playing these three wicks right here, you could actually see that Bitcoin, we know historically, by the way, when we have a breakout, we usually come back, retest before continuing to the upside. I think, like I said in my other video, 82,000 is around the corner, 85,000. Maybe we're going to consolidate for a few months before going 100, 120, 130. The positive news that I do want to talk about, or not really the positive, but the not so positive, that, you know, why I think that Bitcoin pretty much could be dumping right now at the moment, is because of this. So the GDP right here, this is the United States GDP growth rate right here, and you guys can see that the last quarter of Q2 2024 was actually 2%. Q3 of 2024 sitting at 2.8%. Now remember, the forecast was actually 3.3%. So a lot of people were expecting 3.3%. Consensus was actually supposed to be 3%. So maybe it was supposed to stay at 3%. Forecast of 3.3%. And guess what happened? There was a 2.8%, not differential, but 0.2% differential from the last Q2. So obviously this is a big decrease and pretty not the best. So we're going to have to see right here what happens, you know, in the actual Q3 right here, the second estimation. We're obviously going to see what happens right here pretty much at the end of November, and pretty much that's about it. So the TEF forecast is 3.2%. That's going to be, in my opinion, not more important. It's not final, obviously, so we're going to have to see what happens. The final one would be QOQ final, and it wouldn't be a you know, ADV and then a second estimation. So we're going to have to see what happens here in the next couple of months to see if the GDP could pretty much increase. But you guys can see right here that the Q3 is currently sitting at 2.8%. Last quarter was sitting at 3%. Before that, 1.6%. So we did have a nice little growth right here. So that's why Bitcoin is not doing so well at the very moment. If you guys can see on the right side of my screen, altcoins are dumping. The good thing for you guys who are altcoin holders, and that the Bitcoin dominance is coming down, and pretty much this is pretty bullish for altcoin holders. In order for us to see a massive altcoin season, we need to see the Bitcoin dominance coming down. So we're gonna have to see what happens here if the Bitcoin dominance can come down. If you guys do like this video, of course, don't forget to smash that subscribe button, leave a like, and I will see you guys in my next video tomorrow.